Hey guys, it's Trev and Sheree again from Cottywobble Travels Australia. We've had a beautiful time away at Hat Head and we're just about to head back up Dorrigo Mountain. So today's video is opposite to yesterday's video. In fact, we're going to go up the hill, not down the hill. So just bear with me and I'll flick the camera around, flick my screen around so I can see what I'm showing you. There's Sheree behind the wheel again. And I'll put it back so you can see the road. So what I'm trying to do today is just start it back a bit further. I was right yesterday in relation to the Thora General Store, so I just had a bit of a brain fade trying to do two things at once, being a multi-skilled male that I'm not. So yeah, I just, as soon as, unfortunately yesterday it stopped abruptly, and that was because at the moment we only carry one battery for our camera, and we just let the thing run yesterday until such time as it died, and we'll mostly do the same again today. So basically in the distance there, that's Dorrigo Mountain, which we're about to go up. But we have, once again like yesterday, it's overcast, it's raining, and yeah, so it's not really going to give you the vision I was trying to hopefully show you of the mountain. But that is the little climb there on the right. We've tried to reduce a couple of the squeaky noises, and they sounded good on the highway, but now we're on the bumpy local road. The squeaks are still there, not all of them, but yeah, apologies for any squeaky background noise. And while we're approaching, coming up to Thora, yesterday I also spoke about the E-bore to Grafton Road, and there's a T, like this is a waterfall way that we're on, which runs from, you know, like especially Urunga through to Armidale. So there's a T-junction near a place called Montrose, and if you turn left to go to Armidale, it becomes a waterfall way and stays the waterfall way. And if you turn right to go to Grafton, it becomes Armidale Road. So that's why I was a bit confused yesterday in relation to it all, because I knew that there was a road change and I just remember the names of it. So waterfall way takes you to Armidale, Armidale Road takes you to Grafton, and like I said, up towards the end of the Armidale Road at the Grafton end, you have a similar bend situation as to what you experience going up Dorrigo Mountain, and what you also experience, as I said yesterday, going across to Walker on the Oxley Highway. So basically, will be a few more bends, then we'll be approaching a bridge, and on the right hand side of that bridge is the free camp area that we mentioned yesterday, and the Thora General Store and the traffic lights. And we basically, our battery died yesterday just prior to reaching the traffic lights that we were referring to, or that I was referring to, where we, you know, and of course they predicted we got a red light. So be curious to see how we go today, whether we do get a red or a green light. Time will tell. So hopefully on this run up the hill we will make it all the way to the top, but if not, we apologise in advance. We do have a backup battery coming next week, so that way we can have one fully charged as a spare, and yeah, it's just a matter of waiting for that to arrive and charge it, and then it won't be such a matter of when the battery dies we have to stop recording until we can recharge it. And as we'd all know, we can't, or on our motorhome, unless we've plugged in the power, as in, you know, in a site or wherever, we can't charge our battery on the USB ports. So anyway, it's all been a good learning curve. So looks like the sun's going to come out for a while, and hopefully it will while we go up the hill. Again, it's hard to show you the mountain because the peak of it is covered by cloud, and yeah, like I said, I would have liked to have done a starter shot just as we left Bellingen, but with what happened yesterday with the battery life of the current system setup, we only get 30 minutes and pretty much it drops off. So again, bear with us, and hopefully it's just a couple more bends and we'll be at these traffic lights and we'll go up Dorrigo Mountain. As I mentioned yesterday, the beauty of going up the mountain is obviously, you know, this thing weighs about, I don't know, say 4 tonne for example. So I find going uphill you have better control, where, you know, you don't have the weight of the vehicle obviously trying to push you down the mountain. and I think it's a much easier, less stressful way to go than going up the hill. I mean, going down the hill, so apologies for that. Anyway, like I said, I may have started this fraction too early, but I just wanted to try and get a picture of the mountain that, again, I've really just haven't timed it that well. But you can see it's not very scenic here like you saw on the other side of Dorrigo coming down yesterday. We're just pulling over again as per yesterday, like we just let cars pass. We know that, you know, we're going to be slower than them going up the hill. So while we can, we're just pulling over just to let a few go through, and off we go again. We had a great time away at Hat Head with the grandbabies and the daughter and son-in-law and his mother. Time went too fast. The weather was a bit like this. It was sunny for a while, then rained for a while. But we had a great time at Hat Head. We unfortunately we just because of the weather and focus on the family time, we didn't do any recording. But we do hope to return to the Hat Head Holiday Park in the sometime in the future, and then we'll try and do a video tape of the park and surrounds. It was certainly a great little spot. You know, the grandkids on one side, or even the adults. You have like an estuary where we did a bit of fishing, got some little fishies, but that was more just for entertainment. They were all, you know, give them a kiss and throw them back into the water. None were kept for any sort of dinners or meals. And there's a nice boat ramp, there's a beach, so and it was packed, like seriously, it was a lot of people there, both in, you know, motorhomes, caravans. I think it was more caravans than motorhomes actually, but there was a couple of motorhomes, but yeah, it was very, very, very busy. So they certainly had a good setup, lots of amenity blocks everywhere. And what we're just driving through now was a big landslide a few years back. So this was all closed for some time while they had to do a big clear up of all the dirt across the road pretty much. And it took a fair while for things to be reopened. Anyway, I think Sheree wants to say good day.
All I was going to say is we're actually driving along besides the Bellingen River, which is absolutely beautiful. Bellingen's a real quirky little town at the base of the mountain. So before we started the video, we drove through Bellingen. A bit of a hippie feel to the town. But yeah, look, really arty and, you know, lots of arts and crafts and great coffee, great little shops there, good showground that you can camp at, and also Bellingen River. You'll see as we cross Thora Bridge here. You should shoot down to the river there. You'll see parts of the river. Beautiful spot.
Here's the free camping here on the right that I was referring to. So you can see there's a few people set up in there in their little campers and hiaces. That's the amenities block, or toilet block. I wouldn't say it's amenities, just the toilet block. And as you can see in front of us, you guessed it, a red light. Picked it. And here on the right hand side is the Thora General Store. Is again what we spoke about yesterday. So Thora General Store is virtually at the base of the hill climb, and we've turned green. So let's hope that we can get through this set of lights. And otherwise, our battery may not last. But I think we're going to pull over to the right and we'll go for it. So green, green, green. So no, we're through, which is good. So if you look over there to the right, it's a bit hard to see, but it's we're starting the climb. So this is the only place or section of the road which is now under traffic light operation still. And you can see there's, you know, again, part of the landslide that occurred sometime, and also, you know, you can see how steep these hills are. You know, so as we mentioned yesterday, with live traffic, it's always just good to you know, have a look and just do a quick check if weather's been poor, just to make sure that there's no road closures, etc., etc. So that's virtually where we made it to yesterday, where these cars are stopped. And yeah, we're so close, but no cigar. But anyway, we've now started the journey. and as you can see, we are heading uphill. Unfortunately, I suppose going up the hill we don't have the drop-off, so it's if you're fear of heights, like I spoke about myself yesterday, there is really no fear here because it's all hillside on the passenger side going up. And as you'll see, there will be the same sort of pullovers here and there that we'll use as we climb up, but at this stage you can see Sheree is keeping to the current constant flow of traffic, so there's no point us pulling over when we're just keeping with the current flow. And I did stop in the distance. I think there's a four-wheel drive towing a horse float, so they will they will struggle going up here a bit once we start to do the incline. Unfortunately, you might be able to see there there's cloud where normally you can see a bit more hill, so I hope, well, one time again in the future when weather is better, we will try and do this again. But in the interim, it certainly gives viewers that are curious about this run, what they not once up against, but what to expect when you do this run. So currently this horse float's decided to fully stop, which is not really doing us any favours because that's dangerous. I appreciate they're doing it for the reasons that they're doing it, but when there's no line markings, you just don't know what's in their frame of mind. But anyway, we're around and again, I think one car's did pass in the interim as well, so all is good.
Good thing is the horse float will now hold the cars up, so the pressure's off us.
That's a good comment too, because that was nice of them to pull over and let us pass. So we won't have anyone be behind us apart from the one car that went round. So he must have been the lucky last to get through the green light before we all started climbing. So as you can see, it's a good road. It's really the road's dry today. It was wet yesterday, so it's sunny. Must have just started sprinkling. It was funny. It was sunny the whole way from pretty much when we left Hat Head to when we hit the turn off at Urunga to get back on the waterfall way, and then straight away started raining. So it's just the weather system. But anyway, hopefully this will stay like this until we get to the top. Here's a sign saying 11 k's to Dorrigo. So really, you've only got another 5 or 6 k's at bends, and then the hill climbs over. So today I'll do the same. I'm just going to run this until the battery dies. So apologies in advance if I haven't already said so, that I will drop out, or if Sheree's talking and she drops her out, it's not because we're being rude or whatever. It's just the fact that we're just going to record this for the half an hour that we get out of it, and we'll just take you as far as we can. On the other side of Dorrigo, when you are heading to Armadale, if we don't make it on this video, then there is a RV dump point if you want to dump your canisters. Just as you leave town, as you're heading back out onto the countryside, on your left-hand side. So if you are going from again Dorrigo to Armadale, there's a good little pullover bay there which has a dump point. So we had planned on using that ourselves today to show you, but we actually stopped at the service centre on the highway at Nambucca, and they actually have a dump point there as well. So for any of those that are travelling up from Sydney or Newcastle and you're looking for a dump point for your RV or caravan, there's one there as well. And it's just the best way to do it is to go through the truck bowsers at the service centre, and then on your right hand side you'll see it. Anyway, as you can see, we're just slowly working our way up the hill. Again, it's nice rainforest. It's not as scenic as coming down, unfortunately, but you can see that it's just a bit bendy, but nothing that the motorhome or Sheree can't handle. It's all pretty well smooth sailing. The waterfalls, we will see maybe one a bit better than Newell one, because we're coming from the right direction today. So that'll be the first one that gets upon us, and I'll try and do a nice video of that if I can, because it'll be on my side.
Beautiful rainforest we're coming into again now, into the national park. So Dorrigo National Park, it's absolutely beautiful, worth look, if you're not just passing through, it's actually worth staying and touring the area. Like, you can see all the ferns here. It's just beautiful and green. Beautiful lookout here, beautiful waterfalls that you can actually walk down, as we mentioned in yesterday's video. For those listening for the first time, yes, we have posted the way down the mountain yesterday, so yeah, and if you haven't seen us before, we're Sheree and Trev, Cottywomple Travellers. Look up the meaning of Cottywomple and you'll see why we decided to go with that name. We are on YouTube and Facebook as Cottywomple Travellers. Look us up, look at our other videos, and we hope that you can subscribe if you like what you see. And here we go, we're in our beautiful Avan C-Class motorhome, an Ovation. We're about a 25-foot motorhome running a Fiat Ducato 9-speed auto turbo, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, great vehicle, honestly. Absolutely can highly recommend it. It travels this mountain with absolute ease. And here we go, we're coming up to the first waterfall.
Yeah, and as you can see, we've caught up to the traffic, so...
And I'm going through here,
yeah,
so being a bit cheeky, but I'm going to come through.
But there's the waterfall there. I won't go down Sheree's side, I'll just try and do a zoom up of the waterfall. If you can see there is where we passed, but that's the Newell one, as I mentioned before. Just watch the wall.
I am watching the wall.
Unfortunately, the cars the other side didn't leave us much room there, so that's one thing to be mindful of, is that they stopped for the give way and yeah, didn't give us a great deal of room to squeeze through. So there you go, first hand you saw a little bit of that. There was enough room, but unfortunately some people, when they stop at the give way, don't they sort of want to come across already before they stop and don't realise they've taken up half a metre of your lane. But anyway, I'm really hoping this battery does last to the top, and if it doesn't, I apologise in advance. So we're coming up to another one lane section, but as I mentioned yesterday, downhill has to give way to those going up, and once again there's already a car stopped up there letting us all through. So we're just at the tail end of this run of cars. I'll try and do a bit of a shot over the Sheree's side there. It's a bit hard, sorry, so apologies for that. It's just not working today for me, getting the view in. But hopefully you can see some of the range there and some of the mountains. There's the giveaway, people that have stopped, and us back in the queue so I can show you the road. Because that's what we're here to do, is to try and give those a bit of a bird's eye view as to the mountain. And as you can see, once again, these are all cars in front of us. There's no heavy vehicle or caravan or anyone in front of this line. It's just us at the tail of it, and we're not holding anyone up in our motorhome, which is good. It goes to show that the motorhome has enough grunt to take everyone up the hill, and including us. So here we are at the Sherard's Fall, not Shepherd's Fall, which I called it yesterday. The goats have left. So I'm really not going to be able to show you much of this one, but there's down there. And where is the falls? Sorry for the quick turnaround, but it's the falls up there. Sorry, that was my jerking reaction because I wasn't ready for my body to go around the bend there. And there's a nice view down the valley. And here we are back to a bit of a sharp bend. And another sharp bend. And this one's a bit of a sharp bend. So
get a bit wide and bring it in.
They are a bit tight. I suppose it's anything going up. They are a bit tighter for some reason, I find, than going down. But yeah, it's been good to do this video going up as well, because it gives you a bird's eye view of both directions. We
are 25 foot, so yeah, really good size, but so long as you're
oh, there's a caravan. Hello.
Taking it a little bit wider and bringing it in on those bands, you're going to be just fine.
And I think this is our last one way we're about to go through. So hopefully we'll still be at the tail end of the people that have stopped, and we can just mosey on through. We shall soon see.
Quite high here now.
I'm trying to show you a bit of cloud cover there, but I'm just trying to show you the road because it's a bit bendy through here. And yeah, sorry guys, I'm not really doing a great job today with the view. Much easier going down showing you the view than going up. But anyway, we are getting there. I usually find when we get this bit here where you see the nice, I don't know, overcover or whatever, like real rainforest field you can see, that's sort of telling me that we're pretty much getting really close to the top of the mountain. That's like my sigh of relief, saying, well, that's the worst of it's over. And a bit like when I said yesterday about going down, and I sort of said the worst of going down was over. So to me, like, we're, you know, virtually at the home run. I know that we're nearly at the top. Obviously there's still a few more bends to go, but it's just, I don't know, it's the point I reach in my own mindset where I just know that we're pretty much at the top of the range. So it's not a, you know, it's not, it doesn't take long. Honestly, it's not a huge drive. So for those that are a bit nervous about doing this run, it's, you know, it's not like the one yesterday I was mentioning on the way between Walker and Warhope, which takes about an hour to do that one. This one here doesn't take you that long at all. So it's, yeah, it's a good indication of, you know, what's going on. So hopefully we'll make it to the top. I think my battery light is starting to flash now, saying that yeah, we're going to cut out sooner or later, but hopefully we will make it to the top sign to say that, you know, at least to the lodge that was on the left. I think we'll have enough battery to make it to there. But you can see that the bends now are starting to get easier, and I just love this umbrella look of these trees. You know, it's amazing. You know, must all the semis coming through, whatever, must make the branches shaped that way. But I just think it's very scenic and well worth the drive. You know, if you do want to come across the range. I don't know if you can see, but you can start to see a bit of fog or cloud, because that's where we are, up with the gods. And it really is, I suppose that's one thing just on that subject quickly. During winter, this can be very cloudy, and if you do go to Armidale, just take it easy, because the cloud cover, when it rolls in, your visibility distance is really sad. So you can, yeah, at times you've got a crawl and you just can't see in front of you. So just be mindful of that during the winter seasons. You know, these clouds are very thick when they do roll, and it can be a bit daunting and scary when you don't really know the road in that regard. But I'm not talking about the mountain so much, I'm talking about the road once you leave the mountain to get to Armidale. It's, yeah, it becomes very thick fog. So I think we've nearly about got to the top. So bear with us. We'll be so close to making it to at least the top before you drop out, which would be good if I did time it right, because I wanted to have that little chat before we hit the Thora General Store, which we squeezed in. But, and I was trying to show you the mountain from down the below, but I didn't quite do that well. But again, as you can see, the bends have really eased up now, and it's, you know, it's more just flowing traffic. And again, today we haven't pulled over the lady one pass. So here we go. There we go. That's the lodge there that we
made it.
We made it. Yeah, but you can see the cloud cover. It's quite thick, as I mentioned.
Mountain top rest area.
There's the mountain top rest area. I said yesterday about the toilets have been out of action for a while, so don't use them because they're non-operational. So woohoo! There you go. You've seen the whole way up from bottom to top, from the Thora General Store to the top of the hill.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for watching. Really good to touch base with the viewers, so thank you.
Yes. So as you can see, there's a big line of traffic in front of us, and I'll just roll this because I want to try and, if we can, make it to the RV dump point to show you. But if not, as Sheree just said, it's been lovely for those who've tuned in. I hope we've given someone some peace of mind about, you know, what they're facing if they do go up Waterfall Way. And in all honesty, it's just a matter of just take your time, you know. If in doubt, just take your time, pull over. As you saw yesterday, let traffic pass. It's not a race to get to your destination, it's a matter of enjoying your trip. And, you know, you will get there in the end. And if you're 5-10 minutes later or half an hour later, what's the matter? Like the other day when I went to pull my car, it took me half an hour longer to get home than it did going across because of the weather conditions. I didn't care. So the fact is that just drive to the road conditions. So yeah. But again, I'll just try and show you some of the scenic views of Dorrigo, because you didn't quite see them yesterday because the weather wasn't the best. And yeah. Here's the caravan park on the left hand side that we mentioned. Hang on, I've got to go over the right here to show you some of the hills and the greenery. It's now 2:38. I can't remember if I told you the time when we left the bottom, but it was after 2:15, so it's only like a 20-minute trip up from the bottom to the top, so it's not a huge thing at all. So here's the turn off to go to the rainforest centre that we spoke about yesterday where the skywalk is. Over here's nice paddocks. Across here, nice paddocks. Nice scenery. If you like moo cows and piggies, there's lots of piggies. Here's the caravan park at Dorrigo Mountain Holiday Park we spoke about yesterday.
And altitude is 762 metres above sea level. So
762, is it?
762.
Okay, and where we live is about 1109, I think, or 1029, something like that. So
yeah, we live in Uralla, New South Wales. So
yeah. But we love Dorrigo as far as, you know, it's certainly a nice little township and it can be a nice place to live. Yeah, it's really good. Nice vibe, nice country town. You know, we prefer country towns, it's just who we are. We just, you know, like the vibe and the feel of just small communities.
And there is a big art exhibition coming in over the Easter weekend, I believe. So anyone heading up this way for Easter that likes art, there is a big art expo.
So I'm just going to keep panning from sort of side to side to try and, there's a nice view over there of the valley or whatever. So yeah, so we're pretty much, again, you know, we're not holding any traffic up today at all. We're just keeping with the flow because, yeah, it's the motorhome's a little beast in itself. And if there's no need to pull over, if we're keeping up with the traffic, we just don't pull over. But if we know we've got a few cars behind us and there's no one in front of us, that's when we definitely pull over and let those pass. For the same reasons I mentioned yesterday, is that you don't want to aggravate people because that's when they get impatient and take risks that are unnecessary, and then unfortunately it can turn pear-shaped. Anyway, as you can see, there's a waterfall way for Armidale, like I mentioned before. A nice little park here if you want to have a rest and pull over. We're about to go around into the main street, well, I wouldn't say it's the main street, but the waterfall way going through Dorrigo like we did yesterday. So now coming back this way, if you turn right in this roundabout we're about to come up upon, like I said, there are some nice clean toilets that I always find useful.
Dorrigo Falls are there to the right.
Yeah, Dorrigo, that's the one you were trying to think of yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah,
Dorrigo Falls. It's a beautiful waterfall that you can walk to the base of, and if you don't want to walk to it, there's a beautiful viewing platform from the top.
So on our left here is Mr. Pieface that we spoke about yesterday. Yeah, so fuel prices aren't too bad in the current state of play. A lot cheaper than what we just saw when we stopped at the service centre there at Nambucca-ish area. And we're just about to leave the 50k zone. So that's Dorrigo, that's the high school there on the left-hand side we're about to drive past. The showground is on the right where this little cattle truck's just going past. So that's the showground through there. Should have done that sign to show you the distances of places, but as usual I don't see far enough in front of me. But anyway, so as we come around this corner, as I just saw then, maybe end of 50k zone coming up, and that's where this little pull-in bay is to just here past this intersection. So don't turn left down the Oak Street because you will have not gone far enough. So I'm happy that this recording has lasted to the dump point, because that way at least you can see it, and it's just here on the left. So I'm just going to videotape it. There she is there.